Now, although we're seeing more girl power in business, there's still a long way to go in terms of empowering and investing in Filipina founders. That's what Inclusion Studio Imaginable Impact is trying to address with the first ever FoundHer Forum happening on October 26th. And to tell us more, joining us live are the founders of Imaginable Impact, CEO Niña Terol and COO Candice Quimpo. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
It's really great to have you. What a pleasure to have you and to talk about such an important subject. First of all, FoundHer Forum, very clever play on words there. Let's talk about that. What inspired this initiative and why does this conversation matter so much? Why should we be talking about this?
Well, in the Philippines, we've seen a lot of movements of female founders setting up businesses. And what we've seen globally is that there really is a dearth of funding for female-led startups and female-led businesses. But we also do know that females have the key to a lot of problems that need to be solved. They have a lot of insight into a lot of problems, a lot of solutions, and that's why we believe that more funding needs to go to female founders because you're also empowering the growth and the solution of more businesses.
Right, Inclusion Studio. That's an interesting concept there. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we're seeing a rise in DEI awareness right now, the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in our case, we're looking at a way to bridge the gender gap in the workplace. And that means instead of just, we're advocates to begin with ever since, but we also want to create solutions. So it means creating products and programs. And the FoundHer Forum is one of our first programs because it brings people together. Instead of just talking, we want to find a way to have solutions together.
Okay, well, you mentioned the gender gap, and let's focus on that. I mean, how bad is it? Has it really? Have we improved? Has it changed? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse?
It's funny because they say the Philippines is like higher ranking when it comes to the gender gap in general in the workplace, but the numbers are not good.
It should be less of a concern, or it's less of an issue here. But what's the reality on the ground?
It's less of an issue compared to others, but it's not less of an issue at all. We're still at like really low numbers when it comes to the gender gap in the corporate place. Globally and here it's still the same. It's really hard. We see a lot of women CEOs, but not enough. We see a lot of women board members, but not enough. And in the startup industry, we do have a lot of great women founders, but still not enough. I think our numbers are not too high either.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, less than 2% of funding goes to female-led startups. And then if you look at mixed gender founding teams, that's just 12%. So still about 86% of funding goes to all male startup founders. So there's a huge gap.
Okay. So what does it mean to invest or investing in the gender gap? How do we then, solve that issue or address that issue? And what do we need to do to achieve this closing of the gap or bridging of the gap?
So we're starting with conversation, and that's why we're starting with the forum. It's not for a lack of wanting. We do have the ecosystem wanting to close this gap from the investor side and the founder side, but there's a need for us to talk together and to question why is it not working, why are we still having this giant gap, and what solutions can we bridge together. So it means talking and then finding solution and maybe breaking a few things so we can build something better.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the forum itself. Who is going to be speaking here? Who's going to be sharing their insights, and how can people sort of, join in and benefit from this forum?
Yeah, we've got a great lineup. So there's going to be a combination of startup founders, ecosystem leaders, and investors.
Right.
So we have the co-founders of Kindred, an all-women healthcare app and startup that will be sharing their founder story. We have Kat Chan, who's the executive director of Quimpo Innovation Hub and Idea Space, giving an overview of gender lens investing. And then we have a great investor panel with the likes of Foxmont Capital Partners, Kaya Founders, Navigar, Manila Angel Investors Network, and Findicate. So a really, really great mix of movers and shakers in the ecosystem.
That's awesome. Well, we're flashing some of the details up on screen. We've got pictures of some of the speakers and people who are putting this together. It's going to be awesome. How can people join? Do we need, is it free? Do we need tickets? Do we need to pre-register? How does it work?
Yes, we have tickets available through our website, imaginableimpact.com. Very easy, one click, you're done.
Okay, well, all the information should be there. Ladies, you are making an impact. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing what you guys are up to. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.